We are on the right bank of the Salzach River, south of Salzburg in the Tennen Massif. The entrance of the cave is at an altitude of 1,650 meters and is accessible by cable car. It's 20 meters wide, almost as high, and looks like the entrance to some gigantic tunnel.
In 1879, an explorer and local hunter climbed up here for the first time to see what lay behind that enormous entrance. After entering and advancing some 200 meters, they were stopped by a wall of ice. "34 years later, Alexander Mork and some friends took the same route, and after several attempts, cut steps into the wall and discovered that it opened out onto a horizontal surface at the top. Animated by the movements of their acetylene lamps, the spectacle was enchanting. Lace, columns, crystalline pillars. They'd never seen anything as beautiful.
The accumulation of ice in underground cavities follows a complex process. Cold air is heavy and tends to sink into the depths of the earth. Ventilation is therefore more intense during the winter, whereas even the slightest movement of air can cease in the summer. That's why it's possible to find permanently frozen caves such as these in areas too temperate to allow ice to form on the surface. Even body heat given off by visitors can affect the caves and cause the fragile crystals to melt. So it's good that access to the caves remains difficult. Those visitors who make the extra effort will be rewarded by a spectacle that remains intact.
Eisriesenwelt means giant world of ice. It's the largest ice cave in the world. When evoking mountain giants, it's impossible to overlook one of the most famous, the Mer de Glace, the Sea of Ice in the French Alps. It's renowned partly because it's so easy to get to. Since 1908, a little rack railway brings visitors from all over the world to the foot of the glacier. Even before it was built, travelers would come up to the Montanvert, the present terminus, on foot or by mule. There were over 200 mules in the Chamonix Valley, with most of the inhabitants keeping a mule or two in order to cash in on this lucrative business. Needless to say, they were none too pleased when the railway project was initially announced.
The main attraction for tourists is the incomparable majesty of the glacier. It owes its name to the fact that its surface has the appearance of an ocean whose waves are asleep.